How about the Sacramento Kings tonight? On a second night of a back-to-back after a heartbreaking loss last night to Phoenix, they had to fly to Denver for a rematch with the defending champion Nuggets. How are the Kings going to respond? Second night of a back-to-back, coming off an emotional loss. All-Star break on the horizon. Wow, did they come out and play like dogs tonight? Shots were clanking left and right. They couldn't make anything. 11 first-half turnovers. They get down big, and you're thinking, oh, this is going to be a tough loss heading into the break. The Nuggets without Jamal Murray, no KCP. The Kings said, we don't care. We're focused on one thing. We're going to play like dogs tonight. De'Aaron Fox. Call him De'Aaron Dog. He showed up in the fourth quarter, 15 points, 4 assists in the fourth quarter, finishing with 30 points. Sabonis with 20, 13, and 7, and outplaying Jokic for a second consecutive game. Ooh. The Kings had to grind it out, but they played big in the second half, and they played even bigger in the fourth quarter, coming back and beating the Denver Nuggets on the road, 102-98. Oh, it was so sweet. Each and every one of our podcasts presented by friends over at Northwest Exteriors. Check out trustnorthwest.com. I'm Deuce Mason. That's Morgan Reagan. How you doing?
Oh my God. I'm so glad you're just as juiced as I am. And because I know we're coming on here later. I had to come back from San Francisco. But my goodness, I feel the same energy that I felt as soon as that game ended. And it was just like excitement. Yep. Okay. No, we don't hit ourselves. But it was excitement. It was like, I felt pride. I was like proud of this team. Yeah. I was laughing because I felt like we were talking so much shit about the small ball in that game against the Suns, and then small ball lineup was starting to work, but for different reasons. We'll get to that. Trey Lyles was back, all these different things, different matchups, but it was working, and it just was like, wow, okay, these are the adjustments I like to see when they work like this. It was great to see, especially with all the things like you mentioned, second night of a back-to-back, the heavy legs, getting in at 2:45 a.m., all the different things. Loved it.
It would have been an easy game tonight that if they lost, you'd be like, yeah, I mean, feels like a schedule loss, right? Coming off that emotional game in Phoenix. Dude, you're going to say I'm being dramatic.
Oh, no. What?
Do I have your chair, by the way? I feel so short.
You feel short or tall?
I'm back.
I mean, I usually am very high.
Anyway.
Oh, he's back.
You may call me dramatic tonight.
Probably.
This is my new favorite win of the season.
Okay. Well.
My new favorite win of the season.
That's fine.
I thought they played they played some really good basketball last night against Phoenix. They made some mistakes for sure.
Yeah.
But like they played pretty well.
Yes.
And
yes.
In this game, when they start off like they start off, I mean, they were just killing me in the first quarter. One, they're missing shots. They shot in the first quarter 27%. They scored 16 points in the first quarter going, it's 27-16. Like, good luck. You're digging yourself a hole. Then it gets even worse. They have 7 turnovers. 7 turnovers in the second quarter. So you had 11 at the half, Morgan. They were killing the Kings. But then I'm like, wait. Denver's not shooting well. And the Kings are competing defensively. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Wait. It's halftime, and it's 53-41. I said it at halftime, Morgan. I said, if they can just come out and take care of the ball, well, they're going to give themselves a chance. And what do you know? The Kings stayed in this game in the first half, kept it within a dozen because they were playing engaged defense. They had active hands.
Yep.
They were being vertical. They were rotating pretty well. There were still mistakes tonight, like every single game. But it was their defense and Denver's missed shots that kept them in the game. And then Sacramento turned it on in the second half. They outscored them 61-45 in the second half. Why are you hesitating? Because I'm double checking. 61-45 Kings in the second half, Morgan. So I was so impressed with the Kings staying engaged. It could have been easy for them to fold tonight. Missing tons of shots. They're down on the road in the elevation. How are they going to respond? They responded in an awesome way.
Response, so fun, exciting, all of the things. I don't think you're being dramatic, but I am surprised, and I think you are a little bit of prisoner of the moment. But
nope.
Love it. Vibe. Go off the feelings. Life's too short. Vibe off the feelings. in the beginning of this game, you talk about the defense and everything. When the Nuggets were knocking down some of their threes and the rotations just seemed like a step slow. And not even a step slow. It'd be a contested three. And it's just like, wow, okay, the Nuggets are going to have this type of night. I was a little worried. Yeah. And that's really what started that little bit of a whole beginning of the game. Whatever adjustments that they made, whether it was being more locked in, whether it was just rotating quicker, being on that string with one another, it was just beautiful. It was so well done.
The difference between the first half and the second half, just dramatic, right?
Yes.
One, you start knocking down shots, but you start taking care of the ball.
That too.
They had 11 turnovers in the first half. In the second half, they had 4. I mean, just...
It was taking care of the basketball. This is what Chelsea Gray said. Yes, Chelsea Gray, name drop, said on the post-game show. She's like, I mean, how many times did we talk about taking care of the basketball? Extra possessions for you. That means you are getting a complete possession. You are doing something with that possession. Even if you're getting a shot off or it's a missed shot, you're getting that possession. And that's exactly what the Kings needed to do. They needed more possessions. And then they started to execute on these offensive possessions.
They had many chances tonight to fold and just get ready for the All-Star break and come back in a week. But they kept pushing, and that's what I admire tonight is they're not feeling it right now. Like, they're feeling banged up. Mike Brown talked after the game. We'll play a little bit of it later. And he's like, we're banged up right now. Like, Fox is banged up.
Yeah.
He said, Keegan, his body is banged up pretty good right now. He said the All-Star break can't come at a better time for this team because of it. So now they get some time off.
Few things to mention with you're talking about everyone being banged up. De'Aaron Fox going up for that dunk, hurting his left hand or wrist in the beginning of the game. Sabonis, his thumb shaking it out.
Same thumb as last year.
Same thumb as last year. And then Keegan, I think it was Brown that ended up like pushing him to the floor.
He took a hard fall, and Mike Brown also said he tweaked his ankle tonight.
Oh, no.
And he kept playing through it. So that was good. This was one of those like gutsy performances by the Kings. And I loved how they performed. I thought one big change that I liked that they made was single coverage on Jokic. I just felt like they were making a huge mistake in the first half by throwing doubles at Jokic. And I understand with Jokic, you do have to throw different looks at him. But if you're consistent with him and you're just throwing him doubles, dude, this is Jokic. He sees everything everywhere. Mm-hmm. He can make any play, and he will pick you apart. Then your defense is scrambling, and then all of a sudden you're in the same position as you were last night when you're throwing double teams, maybe at Booker and KD, just getting picked apart. They switched that up, and a lot in the second half. It was single coverage. Sabonis played his ass off tonight. Sabonis, I mean, he does every night, but the guy was playing physical with Jokic tonight. Even Trey Lyles, when they went small ball 5 in that lineup, he had some good moments against Jokic. They
battled through the chest. Yeah. That is just not easy to do. It takes so much effort. It takes a lot of energy to do that down the floor every single time. And I felt like with someone like Jokic, he started getting in this mood or this tone or this energy where he's like, I'm ready for the All-Star break. So Sabonis is like, I'm going to capitalize on this and keep going through. And then Trey Lyles, just even when he came in with that other lineup, even some of the non-Jokic minutes, was just being so aggressive, so powerful down low. It was guys really like just understanding you're going to get to rest. Just please leave it. You leave it out on the floor right now, all of it, because you don't want to regret and feel shitty during the All-Star break.
It's so easy to say that shit, though. And we said it last night. And it's like, I know everyone's like, hey, we got to focus. You know, hey, All-Star break's coming. But when you're in the game and then you're like, I am kind of tired playing at elevation and I'm missing shots. Dude, they just kept battling. And this is a team that's had some tough losses recently, right? You think back to the Pistons game, then how they responded against Denver. Then the loss to OKC, where like, did you guys just not show up for that game because it was early? And then in Phoenix last night where it was tough and you fell apart down the stretch. Big difference tonight in the final 90 seconds of this game, in the fourth quarter too, but in the 90 seconds, the Kings executed.
Yeah, they did.
In crunch time tonight, the Kings made things happen. It wasn't just Fox knocking down the final 10 points of the game. Duh, he did that. It was how they were defending. I mean, they played tough in the final 90 seconds of the game. In fact, it was 93-89 Denver with 2:52 to go. So Denver's up 93-89. HB hits a 3 to cut it to 93-92. on a hell of a play by De'Aaron Fox. Before I get there, I just want to mention when it's 93-89, the Kings responded with an 11-0 run.
Jeez.
The Nuggets were on their A game tonight. They looked like they were thinking about the All-Star break, but let's not get it twisted. Even though they were shorthanded with no Jamal Murray, no KCP, Kings aren't feeling bad for them. This Denver team was talking about before the game, they needed this win. They had, coming into tonight, just got their asses kicked by Milwaukee. Mm-hmm. The game before that got their asses kicked in Sacramento. They wanted a win tonight, but the Kings brought it to them tonight, and I love the compete level from Sacramento.
Yeah, I love the compete level, and like they brought all those things that they can control.
And Denver's awesome at home, too. They have an awesome home record.
Denver, great at home. They also I thought did a great job of, and I think Mike Brown did a great job of, was a lot of in-game adjustments. Something that I felt like, especially in that Suns game, where we were like, rotations or this, or the way that maybe he's talking to someone. It just didn't feel like things were working. Where this game, it felt like the buy-in was there. And whether it's like you said, the single coverage or understanding, maybe someone was shooting well in the short corner and just like getting over there and being just being in the right place with your body, because that is so important sometimes of just even how you angle yourself when you can see man, see ball, all these different little things. Just felt like everyone was locked in with those things. The effort was there when it was contesting shots. And yeah, like you said, the in-game adjustments, being able to take care of the ball better, and also the way that they were defending the Nuggets.
Sometimes winning ugly is really beautiful.
Are you trying to make it like poetic and cute?
Yeah, I was trying to make someone write that down. Go, I should write that down and have that like on.
And say Deuce Mason.
Yeah, Deuce Mason.
Yeah.
2024. Kings shot just under 44%. They were just 9 of 33 from downtown, 27%, 15 of 19 at the line. Denver, 39.3%. They were 9 of 26 from beyond the arc, 9 of 22 from the free throw line. I loved how the Kings responded. De'Aaron Fox finished with the final 10 points of the game for Sacramento.
No big deal.
And he was a man on the mission. This was great to see the last couple games for Fox. He was coming off back-to-back 15-point games. Remember, he had that 15-point game against Denver, but the Kings are blowing him out. So it just felt like it was impactful still. He had 15 and 10 in that game.
It absolutely
made things happen, played great defense on Jamal Murray. The OKC game was not good. 15 points and not good. Not locked in. Looked tired. Just not engaged. It was a bad game.
Yeah.
Last night, he scores 40 in a loss.
And he played great.
Tonight, scores 30. The last two games, De'Aaron Fox, 70 points in the last two games. Fox tonight finished with 30 points, 8 assists, 8 rebounds, and 42 minutes and 53 seconds. He did on 12 of 26 shooting. He was 2 of 7 from 3, 4 of 6 at the free throw line. Let's talk more about De'Aaron Fox. He took this game over, obviously, in the fourth quarter. 15 points in the quarter. That's fine. I love the 15 points. You know what I loved even more? The 4 assists he had. He had 4 assists in the fourth quarter. He was making things happen everywhere. Also had 3 rebounds in the fourth quarter. He took over and dominated that game. He took the Kings to the finish line. Had some incredible sequences in the fourth quarter. Some of my favorites.
Please.
Let me just tell you.
I'm going to let you cook.
Morgan.
I shall drink.
He's got Zeke Naji on the perimeter, okay?
Okay.
And of course, De'Aaron sees it's like, time to go to work. Drives left, crossover, drives right. Good recovery by Zeke Naji, except De'Aaron Fox spins back right, turns around, dishes it to Trey Lyles with a beautiful finish. It was just a nasty-ass move. It was decisive. It was a series of moves. It showed off his handles, showed off a little bit of his playmaking. That's a knock on Fox. He's not a good point guard. He doesn't distribute enough. He doesn't find guys. Well, in these moments, he did tonight.
Yep.
I mentioned when it was 93-89, Harrison Barnes hits a 3 to cut it to 1, 93-92. That was off De'Aaron Fox throwing an absolute bullet to the corner. Jokic, it whizzed by his fingertips to HB. Beautiful pass on the money. Barnes bangs in a 3.
The
Beautiful
list,
shit.
the list goes on. Just down.
Oh, I've got more.
This is Deuce's show.
I'm sorry, I got more. I'm just trying to
No.
refresh your memory.
Oh, okay.
Coming off a dribble handoff with Sabonis, hard off the screen, that dribble handoff. Jokic comes up to help a little bit, then he retreats. Fox are just a nasty step back. A little jab, step back, quick, 3-ball, bang.
Any more?
I got one more for you. I got one more. The memory, the basketball mind is cooking right now. You just got to let this marinate for a second.
Yeah, no,
okay?
I'm just...
It's almost ready. Ready to eat some more Fox highlights? No. Gross sound.
I don't like, yeah.
So Keegan and Sabonis come up to set staggered screens.
Okay.
Fox goes, I'm not using them. I'm not using them. He goes around the screen. Sabonis rolls, and Jokic is kind of in this drop coverage, trying to focus in on Fox, maybe with a floater, maybe Sabonis on the dish. Gordon's there too. Fox goes around Sabonis, almost uses Sabonis as a shield to get around and throw up a floater. He just ignored the staggered screens, weaved his way through the paint, around Sabonis, lefty floater, and the guy was in his bag tonight.
Yes, he
De'Aaron
was.
Fox started to look like the guy I saw in October, November. This was good to see at the end of the All-Star break. Now kick up your feet, Fox. Relax, reset the mind, the body, take an ice bath, get a massage, and get ready to go for the final 28 games of the season. 17 of the final 28 on the home floor at Golden One Center. I'm juiced. I'm ready to go.
Anything else?
That's it.
You sure?
You remember some of those plays? I painted a picture like I was Deucey Ross over here, like Bob Ross.
Yep. No, we all got Deucey Ross.
Thank you.
Yep. Okay. So great place.
Oh, thank you so much, All-Stars. How about Reggie Jackson gets the ball in the inbound. Fox is on him immediately. Poke away steal, takes it all the way to the rack.
Oh, yeah. That one I really liked. Defense leading to that offense.
What-
I bet you can think of another one, but go on.
I might.
Yeah.
And what's going to happen is you're going to start talking. I'm going to interrupt you with it.
And then I'm going to hit
And
you
then-
and tell you, no, you're going to let me finish my goddamn sentence.
And then people in the YouTube comments are going to say, Deuce, why do you keep talking over Morgan? I'm going to say, I'm sorry, I get excited sometimes, and it happens. It's not out of anything other than that. Morgan, let's talk more about De'Aaron Fox. What has looked different about him the last couple of games?
I would say the last two games, what we've been seeing with him is just being a lot more aggressive. And when I say a lot more aggressive for him, it's not just settling. I forget how many threes he did attempt in that Suns game, though.
That's a great question. I should look it up
Just
real fast.
look that up for me really quick before I try and make some point, because I felt like it still was.
Yeah, he took 12. He was 5 of 12 in that game, 2 of 7 tonight. And real fast, just to jump in there on that 3-point note, I thought that was one thing the Kings did a little too much through the first 3 quarters is they settled for 3. I'm like, dude, your legs aren't there. Like, if your legs aren't there and your shots are short, please attack. Please attack and make something happen.
Here's an example that we took as one of our plays of the game. It was when the ball touched everyone's hand and it went completely around the horn and it ended up in De'Aaron Fox's hand. Shot fake, one dribble, boom, 3-point shot. And I was saying to Chelsea Gray, I was going, every 3, not created equally. Mike Brown says all the time, if my guy has an open 3, I want him to shoot it. And sometimes I sit back and go, still don't agree with that, because all open 3s aren't the best 3s. And you want to make sure you're not taking the first open 3, you're wanting to take the best open 3. And I felt like through a lot of these quarters, they were just like tired. Denver, Mile High, whatever. What is it called? What is it?
The Mile High City?
Is that what it's called?
I don't know if you know, it's 5,820 feet, the elevation.
Thank
in
you.
Denver.
So
They have those
elevation-
stupid jerseys that say.
Yeah, stupid jerseys, all the things, that I go, okay, maybe these guys are settling. But then in moments like that, I was like, yes, you play the best basketball together to get this best 3-point shot off. But for De'Aaron Fox, you asked me about, I thought him just being aggressive, getting to the basket. Now, obviously, you're going to say that after having a fourth quarter of 15 points like he had and being so big in those clutch moments. That's something we haven't seen in a while, of him just really being able to take over. And
He struggled this year in those moments.
there was a switch with his confidence and being like, oh, my team needs me. Malik Monk wasn't having his best game, 2 for 11. He had 6 points off the bench. Definitely not a good Malik Monk game. But De'Aaron Fox was like, I don't care who is doing what. I'm going to take over.
And one thing on that Monk note.
Yes.
Not a good shooting night.
That's what it is. Because I thought, yes.
Dude, he made some defensive
that's what I was
plays
gonna
tonight.
say. Him being out there was absolutely valuable. So, yes, it was more just like obviously what he was doing on the offensive end. And when I even say offensive end, I mean, I think truly like he still is able to be that threat because teams know what he's capable of getting to the basket. He missed a few easy ones, whatever. But, yeah, De'Aaron Fox, he became the man that we knew he could be, that he was in the beginning of the season. And I just want to see that all the time.
Yeah. And it doesn't need to be 30 points all the time.
No.
I just want the efficient De'Aaron Fox, the engaged De'Aaron Fox defensively too.
What I'm saying I want to see all the time is what we saw in that fourth quarter. He is so capable of doing that because we saw that on a consistent level in the beginning of the season.
I felt like the pace was picking up more. Like they were pushing.
Yes.
And what a difference it is. They get stops and they could push a little bit, get into their early offense, and it looks pretty good. Mm-hmm. Just a really awesome night from De'Aaron Fox. 30 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists. He also had 2 steals in the game, Morgan Reagan.
Oh, my God. Just playing defense. What?
Here's something that you like, because last night, I believe he had 6 assists, 6 turnovers.
Oh, yeah.
He had 1 turnover tonight. 1 turnover.
Taking care of the basketball, especially when you have the ball in your hands that much.
That's being locked in. And, last night was an interesting game against the Suns. I'm not trying to spend too much time on it, but, it was emotional. You saw the Herter-Brown exchange. You saw Sabonis scream after, pissed, just frustrated that they lost that game that they felt like they could have won. And you're wondering what kind of emotional hangover they could have going into this game.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, you're kind of thinking about dude, I was thinking about, I get a week off after today. I'm thinking about that. As a player, you're thinking your body's worn down. You're all...
I asked my bosses afterward, but I was going to ask them if Chelsea and I could put on our sweats for the post-game show because I thought it'd be funny and a good bit. And they're like, no. After I told them my idea, they were like, no, we're not doing that. So whatever. Anyway, that's how ready I was to just truly be done, be ready for the All-Star break, to be able to lock in and still do your job at an elite level. It's hard. I don't care what you say. It's hard.
Second night of a back-to-back, and the guy plays almost 43 minutes.
Just absolutely incredible.
Big time shit. I do want to talk about Malik Monk for a second because you're right. On the box score, you go, God, man, 2 of 11, rough night, 0 for 3. He had 6 points. Nah, dude, this guy was in at the end of the game because he was competing. And he had one play that I almost lost my mind where he was kind of casual in transition with a turnover. And then he, got frustrated and did not get back on defense. Mike Brown almost lost his mind.
What about that wasn't the play when he tried that little bounce pass to Alex Len?
Yes, that's exactly the play. But I thought he had some really nice defensive moments. He was recovering, even off a turnover, he's getting back, making sure to get vertical at the rim. I don't even know if he had a block tonight, but I felt like he impacted things out there. And
verticality, who did he do? He had a really good moment. I forget who it was against, and I felt like it was even in transition. And he just stayed tall, kept his hands straight up. And I'm like, that is so hard to do. Fantastic effort from Malik Monk.
Yeah, I know. It's in the second quarter. I put Monk amazing verticality on Watson after a turnover. The Kings started the second quarter, by the way, with 3 straight turnovers.
Oh, God.
Yeah, man. That was killing me tonight because I'm like, dude, you guys are playing so hard out there, but you're offensively inept. It looks like a preseason game, And they did get it together. So Malik Monk, I thought, despite the fact he was 2 for 11, he was out there in closing time because he was playing some pretty good basketball still. I do want to talk about Domantas Sabonis because we kind of skirted over him for a second as a leader with Fox.
I was definitely going to come back to
Sabonis,
this guy.
20 points, 13 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 steals, 9 of 16 shooting. His 37th consecutive double-double.
That is insane.
And I saw something on Kings Reddit today, also on NBA Reddit. There was linked through NBA Reddit. So coming into tonight, the next closest double-double streak, Rudy Gobert with 6.
How is that possible?
Domantas Sabonis has 37 straight double-doubles. The next closest Gobert 6, Capella 4. And honestly, I didn't look at the scoreboard tonight. I don't know if like any of the other ones that were on the list ended.
That is
Atlanta did not
wild.
play in Minnesota.
Wild.
Yeah.
That's what's great about this is that this Kings team is seeing success out of his double-doubles, out of his triple-doubles. Now, if you look at some of the nights where he's getting a triple-double and you go, wow, a triple-double, but they lost. Triple-double, but they lost. I still don't feel like it's empty when he's getting these numbers. I've seen empty before, and this is not it.
He played his ass off, and he always does. Also, I'm not going to act like he locked Jokic down. Jokic had a rough night tonight. The Denver had a stretch like this last year, I believe maybe in March, where Michael Malone's like, I don't know what the hell's happening with our team,
yes.
but we got to get it together. So I'm not trying to make so much out of this. I'm acknowledging, because I know Nuggets fans are going to watch this too, this Denver team has talent, and they're missing tonight 2 key pieces. KCP would have impacted things the last 2 matchups against Sacramento, what he does defensively, 3-point shooting. Jamal Murray, I mean, the guy's a borderline all-star, has a legit case to be an all-star this year. Did not play tonight. He did play the last game against Sacramento. Porter did play in this game tonight, had 19 points. Aaron Gordon killed the Kings 25 and 15. But Jokic, 15 points, 8 assists, 5 rebounds, 6 of 17.
Not his
Jokic.
best. Not his best.
But what did they do? What did Sabonis do well against him?
Against Jokic?
Defending Jokic.
I mean, he bodied him up.
Yeah.
He stayed
Played
physical. Yeah. I mean, in that, there is no way of slowing down Jokic. You can throw a double at him. He'll make something out of it. You can do whatever you want. There's no slowing him down. He obviously had an off night, but someone like Sabonis capitalized on him having an off night and said, all right, well, I'm going to go at you even a little bit harder. And I felt that from Domas. And again, this is the Domas you get every single night, so I wouldn't expect anything less. But at the same time, it did feel like he's not afraid of any challenge. He doesn't give a shit if you've been an MVP, if you are the defending champ, whatever you are, he's going to go at you the same, like you're anyone else. And even there at the end, when Jokic was trying to get these miracle threes to go in,
stay disciplined.
Sabonis stayed so vertical, so up. I was waiting for them to just call some BS thing of Jokic falling back, like, oh, did he not give him landing space? It's like Jokic has credit card hops. He doesn't even jump. You know what I mean? So it was like, no, he wasn't in his space. I'm glad none of that had to even be talked about as I talk about it.
Well, Sabonis played on the second half of back-to-back just under 38 minutes tonight and had those numbers. Yeah, he did not have his 4th consecutive triple-double, but he did have his 37th consecutive double-double. I just love how he's playing this year. And the only thing that you hope's okay tonight is, you mentioned a little bit earlier, the thumb. It's the same thumb he injured last year. And he was definitely looking over like, God, he was shaking it a lot. So you hope it's not a thing.
And at least it's all Cerberg.
And also, he's played through it before, but you could tell like him feeling good this year and not injured like he was from Christmas Day on last year. He's playing amazing basketball.